Hello everybody, I'm Tiffany of Tiffany Outdoors and welcome to my channel. In today's episode I'm going to make a raised bed for my dog River. Stay tuned. For this project you're going to need 4 of these corner connectors, PVC, and I'm using 1/2 inch PVC pipe for all of this. You'll need a tape measure, a Sharpie, and optional these little end caps, a 3/4 inch test plug, you'll need 4 of those, and some PVC cement. And of course you will need your PVC pipe. I got a 10-foot length, 1/2 inch PVC pipe. Alright, let's get into this project. The last optional thing you'll need is play sand. Well, my dog River is small. She's a Maltese Shih Tzu mix, so her bed is going to measure 24 inches by 17 inches, and I'm going to make it 6 inches high. In the description below, I'll leave a cut list and the supplies you'll need for this project. The first thing I'm going to do is measure out 2 24-inch sections. Now I'm going to measure out 2 17-inch sections. Now I'm going to cut out 4 6-inch sections. Now I have all my parts cut out. Now I'm going to do a dry fit. Just to test fit, make sure everything fits like the way I want it. This bed is actually going to be pretty big, but there'll be plenty of space for my little dog. Nice and flat, and voila, that's how that's going to fit. Now the optional part are these caps here, just to give it a finishing touch or finished look. That's why I call it optional. You don't have to put those on there. We got the frame built, so now the next thing I want to do is the optional things on this thing, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I want my legs to be weighted down, so I'm going to fill them with play sand, and then I'm going to glue this plug to the inside of it. We'll see how that works out. So I'm going to fill it with sand and then take this plug and put there. And this plug should be small enough that it still fits inside the PVC connector. Yes, that's going to work. That's definitely going to work. So yes, that's exactly what I'm going to do. take a small drink bottle and cut it off and use this as a funnel. So I got my little funnel here. It's a little big, but I think it's still going to work. I'm just going to use my hand to try and keep as much sand going into the pipe as possible. Okay, so I got my sand in there. Now I just need to test fit the plug. I don't want the sand to keep the plug from going all the way down. Pack it in. And then I'm going to cement my plug in. And before I glue this, I'm going to glue this cap on this end too. Take it, gently tap it so the sand will settle, and then boom, put your cap in and glue it together. Got a little too much sand in here. There we go, perfect. So I'm going to do all 4 of these and I'll be right back. I'm just going to hold this down for about 10 or 15 seconds. So I'm going to do this on each one. Now what I'm going to do is give this a good cover of paint. I want to paint this purple. Make sure that you let these dry completely before you assemble them inside the bed, or else this part right here that's still kind of wet, this right here will come out. So make sure you let this dry completely. So I'm going to go ahead and put on some paint and make this look really cute for my dog. Okay everybody, I'm going to start on the sewing part of this, and I'm not by any means the best sewer in the world. I'm self-taught, so I'm just going to do the best I can. But I have my mesh here, and my idea is to cut this to fit. And what I'm going to do is take it, fold it over like this. I'm going to sew 2 or 3 lines of stitching down this, and then this right here will make kind of like a tunnel so that I can get this tube in here so I can take this apart. So when I go camping with my dog, I can break this bed down and just bring the mesh with me. But I want to, let's see, I guess I need to measure. I guess maybe about this much. That's about 1 inch. I'm not going to be too fussy about the exact measurements and things of that nature. It's just going to be as neat as I can get it, because working with this mesh is going to be hard to kind of pin it down like I would fabric. But I just want to make sure I have enough of a loop here so I can just slide this in and out. So I want to get started on this. Okay, back at the bed. Now that I have this sewn up, I can take my pipe here and push it through. There we go. and it'll be on like so. So what I need to do is measure out where to cut this. So what I've done is I've cut this part down some to make room for this here, and then I folded this end over. You can see the cutout that I made here to give it enough room to fold this over. It still has space for this to fit into here around the corner, so I'm going to do that on each corner, but I'm going to sew them as I go. So I have this folded over and I'm going to pin it down so I know exactly where I need to sew. Pin it down like this. And what I'll end up having is this little small cutout, this little small curve here, and that's where this piece right here is going to sit. I've got two sides done now. I'll show you how this goes together. So this is my short side, and I've sewn all my sides a little long. That way it gives me room for any errors or mistakes that I make. Just in case, you never know. So this is how this is going to go together. And that there is my first half. These are my two halves. I got a short side and a long side here. So I'm going to go ahead and continue and keep going until I get the other two sides done. I have finished sewing the mesh part of this, and it is by no means perfect, but it is functional. So I'm going to assemble this and show you all what it looks like when it's all put together. This is it all put together, and the mesh is pretty tight on here. It's nice, it's snug. So the last test is to put my dog on it and see how she likes it. But yep, I'm very proud of this. This came out better than I expected it. Good girl. You like your bed? Huh? You like it? You look cute on it. Duh.